Ah, we're live. We're live with that with the phone. This beautiful Wednesday. What is this? Thursday. It's Thursday. That's what happens when you travel. You don't freaking remember what day it is. While I was traveling, I had this epiphany to find a co-host, and so I put out a post about that, about getting a co-host for Dad with a Phone to talk about true crime, bounce things off ideas, but more than just like trying to bring in a random panelist or trying to grab someone else from another channel. Instead of doing that, we just find someone who wants to do true crime on a regular basis on YouTube and Facebook and do a podcast and see if they would partner up and do like a co-host on the show. We've had an overwhelming response of people send messages, text messages that are interested, from radio hosts to book authors to just your normal realtor who wants to do a true crime podcast. So over the next couple of days, I'm going to reach out to the people who reached out and send them just to, like, one thing I don't want to have. If you want to do it, then you got to go get a camera and you got to get a microphone, but you can spend $50 and boom, you're off to the races. And so making sure that they have the right, just equipment to do it, to physically do it. That's not even considering like a schedule of time and all that stuff. But, because I'm not very scheduled, so it'll be consistent for me to make sure that we at least schedule out so that we have time to get a good show together, or to at least have the time to sit down and talk together. Because you don't even need I don't need a particular case to have a podcast. We can look through the case as we're live with you guys. So that kind of works for me, but we'll also do some scheduled out planned stuff as well. I have a lot of new stuff coming. I can tell you right now that I have a local person who has another case that we're going to be looking into. I also have another local person that has not only another case we're going to look into, but they have all the evidence. They have the interrogation videos. They have the phone conversations recorded about their case, as well as all the other. And it's all real local stuff for me. I'm not trying to necessarily go after every national case that hits the news circuit. So it's been fun. In about 30 minutes or 40 minutes, we're going to go in a total different direction. And I got a comedian friend of mine, David Yates. He's out of Los Angeles. He's actually on the road right now, headed to another gig. So we got him in between comedy gigs, and we got him in the morning because at night he's doing shows. So David Yates is going to be on the podcast live at 10:30-ish. He had to eat breakfast, he said. And so that'll be fun. Life with Jen says, I'd love to do research and come on now and then. I don't have a schedule and don't have the equipment. If you need help with anything, let me know. I do have the equipment. I don't have a schedule, and I do have the equipment. Well, what I decided I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to narrow down the applicants, because I think I got somewhere like 22 or 25 people who sent applicants, people who sent interest. And so I'll narrow it down to as many as I think I can narrow it down to, just by looking at their research, finding out who they are, kind of understanding them a little bit. And then I'll schedule some podcasts with them, and I'll do a podcast with them about a case or about them or whatever, and see if there's any, if it seems like a good fit, then maybe we just start doing a regular show together. Maybe we just start one once a week or whatever, once a month, whatever. And so, To me, that seems like the easiest and best way to do it, because I'm not trying to do these live, so I'm not trying to have someone local. I said anyone in the U.S. with a web camera and a microphone and some internet speed, because that's the one thing I know could kill this whole thing. It shouldn't affect too much, because most of it will be run from my internet, but having just consistent internet speed so that you can do a web broadcast and not have to worry about things crashing or things going down. And so it'll be good. Everybody wanting to talk crew. Yeah, I know. So it's fine that everybody wants to, and we'll still do call-in shows and we'll still do all that stuff so people can get their airtime. But I think having someone to, like, on a regular basis, instead of me just rambling or trying to read chat or this, that, and the other, having a discussion with someone, questioning someone, asking someone. I've seen some other people doing, like, they do the panelist thing, but it's kind of inconsistent. It's different panelists. Instead of that, I'm just going to find someone that wants to do some research, because I'm terrible at research. I don't go read a bunch about all these crimes. And so if someone's already doing that, they have the ability to talk, they got to have the gift. You got to have the gift of gab if you're going to do like podcasting. It just simply is. You got to be able to talk and put sentences together and have a articulate way of telling that story. You don't have to be as good at that if you have multiple people. If you have multiple people working together, then you don't have to fill so many gaps. You don't have to fill so many holes. And so it's going to be fun. You can't say a lot. No, I'm just kidding. I say that all the time. Again, I just did it. See, now I'm going to catch every last one of them. Never going to say a little filler word at all. You just have to pause. Think about what you're going to say. It comes out of your brain about a half second faster than coming out of your mouth. That's hard to do, though. So that's a filler word. Damn it. See, I only went 3 sentences without a filler word. No, it's fun. It'll be good. I'm a researcher and a talker, Ashley says. Ashley, if you sent me a message, then you might have gotten a message back from me. I think I had some new messages. I tried to message everyone who messaged me. So if you sent me a message or sent me a text, I'll be in touch today. I'm gonna start making phone calls after I get done with the podcast with David Yates. I'm gonna start making phone calls or text messages or emails to the people that reached out to me and try to set up a time to do a podcast. I'll kind of, like I said, I got to narrow it down. I can't schedule out 25 people and be like, I'm going to interview 25 people. I'm going to do a podcast until maybe the first right fit, right? If all of a sudden we do a podcast with someone and they're committed to it, they got the equipment, they want to do this true crime stuff, then I'll say, well, shoot, you're a perfect fit. Let's start. I got a case for us. I actually have 2 or 3 cases right now that I haven't said a word about because I've been focusing on Mindy Lee's case. I think I'm going to do a Mindy Lee marathon. So I did 10 straight episodes. Every episode was just about an hour, maybe an hour and a half long. I think I'm going to put all of that together and do a 10-hour marathon and just let that play so that if you missed it, you'll be able to join the Mindy Lee marathon, the mother's journey. And we still have more stuff. That's the problem. Like, I haven't even really scanned or gone through all the police reports because I don't feel like the police reports in the Mindy Lee case are very important, because I don't necessarily look at this case the same way the cops did. So I'm not trying to solve this case either. That's the other thing. I'm not even trying to solve the Mindy Lee case. I'm just trying to bring awareness, open up somebody's mind to come forward. So and tell maybe a different story, or tell us or fill in the holes and the gaps for that story. And so I think I'm going to do a Mindy Lee marathon. I don't know if I'll do that today or when I'll do that, but that's going to be like a 10-hour crazy video of just crazy chat and the whole Mindy Lee case laid out. So that might be an overnight special. David Yates on at 10:30 today. I've been trying to get this one female girl on the podcast, one female on the podcast, because everybody's been teasing me about how I've only had men on, but I had the psychic lady on, the Mindy Lee case. So that was Psychic Lisa, not Psychic Lady, Psychic Lisa. But I have another female guest. Hopefully I'm going to get scheduled here in the next 3 or 4 days. We were scheduled, and then she had some conflicts and stuff, but it all worked out. So we'll get that going, which will be fun. She'll be a good guest. But no, I'm pretty stoked about this co-host idea. I think if I can find the right person, and it's going to be 2020 is going to be a good year. 2020 going to be a good year. Please release more recordings and pictures from Vicky. I will, Julie. Have you watched all 10 episodes? There you go. Christy says she wants to replace her full-time gig. Well, that's the other thing. Like doing a co-host with Dad is not going to replace any kind of full-time job or full-time gig you have. What it may do is give you the opportunity. Like, my purpose in doing this is so that one day I don't have to do anything else, right? That's the purpose behind doing like a podcast or your own business, whatever your business is you may want to do, right? So the purpose to podcasting for me is so that I don't ever have to do anything else again. Like, so that I don't ever have to prostitute. I don't ever have to go do some crazy gigs. So that's the purpose for me. I wish that was where I was at today, where I could say, oh, I don't ever have to do any regular gigs or prostitution gigs to pay my bills. I'm not there yet. Soon enough, maybe the end of 2020, right? And so a co-host is going to have to come on with that same attitude. And that's something that people have to understand. I'm not even trying to, I thought to myself, you know what? It might not even be Dad with the Phone. We may create an entirely new brand that is a partnership between the two of us, because although I could build off Dad with the Phone and all of you guys with one click of a Facebook page or one click of a YouTube channel, you'll be able to join the conversation with Dad with the Phone, but it may be on an entirely different channel built from the ground up. Like, I don't look at the building of I don't look at that as anything weird, because people were like, oh, but you already got 4,000 subscribers, or you already got this. Man, I can turn a YouTube channel into 4,000 subscribers tomorrow, right? And so that doesn't scare me as far as building a YouTube channel with a co-host, because I know that the first bit of content that comes out, people are going to gravitate to that. And so, but I think what I'll do is I'll do kind of not interviews, but I'll do the podcast with a couple of different applicants on Dad with the Phone. And then if it feels like a good fit, maybe we create an entirely different new YouTube channel. Now, if I really wanted to blow up, I would just bring on the best co-host right here. If I wanted to if all I was in for clicks and views, all I would need to do is call Ella, and Ella could be my co-host, couldn't you?
What's a co-host?
A co-host? So if I'm hosting this show and then you were to come on and you were to host with me, that would make you a co-host, like a partner.
Oh.
Do you want to be a co-host with me? Sometimes?
Maybe.
All right, you're going to go get me some more coffee?
Mm-hmm.
If I really wanted to blow the internet up, that's what I could do. Dad with a Phone and Ella do true crime through a 5-year-old's perspective. Oh my goodness, that'd be a viral video. So that's kind of like the update with the looking for a co-host. Got a lot of people. I got some standout people. I'm not going to lie. There was a couple people that messaged me and they listed out some resume stuff and listed out some stuff they'd done in the past. And I was like, oh, she's done radio in the past. She's an author. She's a blogger, you know, and that's the other thing. It would be fun to have a writer as a co-host, because then we could release, like some written blogs about all these cases, because that's something that I will never, ever, probably ever do. People have been trying. This is my book, people. People say you need to write a book. Nope. You just need to tune into Dad with a Phone. You can go transcribe Dad with the Phone, and that's my book. That's my life. That's my whatever. And so, yeah. So it would be fun to have someone that could create some content on the written side of things, because God knows that's my weakness. So, but other than that, oh yes, Miss Ella is a cutie. Look at that. Y'all slammed that all at 10 o'clock when she slammed on the live stream. Y'all all were like, ah, da, da, da. I research a lot, Julie Bailey says. Well, that's the thing. Everybody can have a piece of, like, if I needed if I needed 10 co-hosts, that'd be easy, because then I would just be like, oh, Julie's the researcher, so and so's this. So, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for someone that I can sit and have a conversation with about a case, and not sit here and have to have a random conversation with myself or try to answer chats and try to make something out of that. So the research is cool, but the best part about it is all of you guys research anyway, right? That's what you're going to do anyway. You guys send me text and chat and tips and text all the time about different cases or about this or that. Like if I say somebody's name within 10 minutes, I probably have a phone call or a phone number for that someone. And so, somebody asked, one of the applicants, and I think most of them said, what is the vision for a co-host in a podcast? And the vision is that I don't ever have to do anything else anymore, right? That's the ultimate ends, is to be able to do something like this full time, or to do something like this that creates enough revenue source that I don't have to do anything else. That's the true vision, to just do this. It's a passion to talk about true crime. It's a passion to share with you guys. And the fact that I really kind of have my own television show, right? It may not be, it is a television show on big screens now, because there are plenty of you that sit here and put me on the big screen and watch me talk to you on the big screen. And so part of it, the vision is, one, so I don't ever have to do anything else. Two, so that the haters can keep telling me to get a real job, and then finally they'll figure out, oh, this is his real job. So that would be one vision. Second would be the fact that we can just leave a legacy. We can leave a recording. We can leave a show that maybe one day my grandchildren's children. A lot of you have asked, well, why not Mrs. Underground as your co-host? Come here, Niggy. Well, because there can only be one internet junkie in the house.
Yeah, we all have to eat and live. And
Nikki should do her own show, though. She should be a yoga teacher. She tried to teach us yoga this morning. I quit on yoga this morning.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Lame.
I'm sorry.
Let the fear get a hold of them in that creeped up body.
My creeping old body. I have co-hosts in the house. I could co-host just with my children and my kids, but to be honest with you, there's only one lunatic in this house, and they all have to watch me anyway. They have to deal with it enough. So that's why, because a lot of people did message me, why not Nikki? And I said, why don't I have?
Busy cleaning, doing stuff.
Oh, come on. Now you're gonna make it sound bad. Oh gosh. Lots of troubles. People sending me case information. I guess I'm going to pick up a whole case file on a new case. A mother and a son that was murdered, and the situation behind her son's murder. She has a lot of stuff that she just asked, can Dad with the Phone talk about this? And so, like, there's just a new You just Smokey P. Why don't Smokey P come on? Smokey, if I send you a link, you're gonna come in today. I got a comedian coming on in like 20 minutes, so I can't go long. What the hell Smokey P been up to? I've been watching a few of your little gigs, getting involved in all that drama shit on YouTube. Nikki's CEO, people. Yeah, Nikki's the CEO. Yep. I'm at work. Oh, shit. Who's at work right now listening to Dad with a Phone? If you're at work right now listening to Dad with a Phone, put a 1 in. If you're at home, put a 2 in. If you're on the road, put a 3 in. I wonder where everybody listens. So work 1, home 2, on the road or out and about a 3. I'd like to see where people be listening. So that's the update. That's really the update on the co-host. We got some 2s. So 1 home, 2, what did I say? 1 work, 2 home, 3 on the road. A lot of 2s, a lot of 1s. Nobody up. Deb's in her car or on out and about. There we go. Look at that. Facebook is popular today. I noticed that Facebook is more popular than YouTube during the day, but then if I go live at night, a lot of my followers are over on YouTube because I'm simulcasting right now to both Dad with the Phone on YouTube and Facebook. I wish there was a way I could merge Dad with the Phone. Did you happen to see my comment on the Mindy Lee case about the bruising? Looks like she was held down. Sharon, there's a lot of, I think that's the other thing that a co-host would bring is the ability to see a lot of these questions come through because I don't see all of these questions come through. So 1 and 2, work and home. Shannon's like, I'm working at home listening to Dad with the Phone. Now that's some multitasking shit right there. So, yeah, I think the whole Sharon, I think you actually bring something good out. Someone else that can watch and go back and forth at looking at chat. But the thing is like I'm cool, but I'm hoping that I get to a point that chat's so fast there's nothing I can do about it, right? I'm hoping that there's a point where the chat just is flying by and we can't read it because that's where my goal would be, right? Again, if the end goal is to do this on the largest scale to where I don't have to work anymore, right? If that's the end goal, which it is, that's the end goal. It would be awesome to get up every morning and do a show with you guys, go do my thing, go at night, go do a show in the evening and call it a day. You know, that would be my end goal. And that's the end goal for any co-host that comes on. That's the end goal. It doesn't matter if you always want to put your fingers into things, but my end goal would be that I'm going to be doing this so much that it in a sense that it pays my bills. So that's the vision of it. I want to see if there's any other questions I had that I could answer before people like I said, I got like 22, I think is what I last counted, 22 inquiries about a co-host. I obviously can't have 22 co-hosts, but man, I got one author. She has published 17 books, 2 bestsellers, but she's also done radio, which is cool. Because if you've done radio, then this is kind of the same thing. And there has to be some sort of, it's funny too, because I was looking at a couple of different pages and she's a mom, she has kids and a husband. But on her Facebook page, there was a picture of something that me and my family went and did here. And her family went and did also in their state. I'm not trying to give away who she is because if she's listening or if other people are listening. I was just looking at her Facebook page, and it's, first of all, it was open, and I think that's incredible because now in this world, a lot of us live in a private world. We tried to take social media and go backwards where we privatized our Facebook profiles for whatever reason. Everybody's got reasons: ex-husbands, ex-girlfriends, stalkers, crazy family, employers, whatever the reason is behind your private Facebook profile. there is something to be said for someone who says, you know what, this is my life, love it, leave it, hate me, don't enjoy it, whatever. This is what I choose to put online. And if you're going to watch it, this is open to the public. People who have public Facebook profiles understand that there's really no private Facebook. They give you the option to say, oh, set your thing to private, but let's be honest, there is no privacy when you're on social media. And so to accept that and have a public or an open Facebook profile where I went and looked at, it was unique to see things that people had lived through in their lives, some of the things they're interested in. And that's the other thing with the co-host. It can't just be someone who wants a YouTube channel or wants to start a podcast. For me, it is simply that end goal, right? It has to be somebody dedicated to it. Another thing I noticed, I'm not calling out, because multiple people said this in their inquiries, were like, I'm not into so-and-so's page, or I'm not into so-and-so's page, or I don't even listen to this. And they have definitely been followers of Dad with the Phone, but because they inquired about the podcast and they mentioned some drama stuff, they automatically, whether they know it or not, kind of almost disqualified themselves. Almost. I told myself I shouldn't disqualify them right off the bat, but in my mind, it's already like a check against them, because I don't want someone who is influenced by myself, right? I want them to be their own self, have their own opinions, make their own assumptions, and have their own experiences before they say, oh, just because you don't like this person, or don't like this food, or don't like this crime, or you don't want to look into this case. I don't want someone who's like, oh yeah, Dad, that's right, yes. I don't want a yes person. And so when you inquired about being in, or it was multiple people who kind of mentioned different podcasters, and I was like, oh, that's kind of like a check against them, because I would rather have someone who was like, oh yeah, I'm so-and-so's best friend, not best friend, but I'm into this, or they did this well. I don't even want to go into the drama side of things when it comes to the true crime podcast, which was the other check mark, was because like, oh, is this person going to be about drama? Are they going to, try to bring in the drama aspect into the true crime? And that's where I want that co-hosting slot to go. I think there's always a chance that on Dad with a Phone, I could talk about a different drama stuff going on. Just like when I yelled at Smokey P, I was like, Smokey P be getting into all that drama on YouTube. There's always an aspect of the drama between these little bitty tight-knit communities, but my goal is not to be in those little communities. My goal is to encompass everybody, encompass a much, much larger. If you look at the small true crime communities, they're just too small for anyone to ever really break outside of being able to do this full time, being able to bring in enough revenue through a podcast or a YouTube channel. It's just that's just too small a thinking for me. And so when that drama is stirred in those same little cliquey high school, whatever it is, it's cool. Everybody likes it. Again, I go listen to the drama channels, but I definitely am not going to mix that with the true crime when we're talking about real cases, trying to get real cases opened up. That doesn't mean we can't be real with each other and have those moments and talk about that stuff. I could talk about the drama happening in my own house, teenage kids and a mom. So, like, no drama, no bashing others. When is KK sentencing? Sorry to get off topic. Just you're not. Mark your calendar, Donna. Mark your calendar for next Wednesday. No, next Tuesday. Dad with a Phone. So mark your calendar next Tuesday. Dad with a Phone. It's the 28th. The 28th is the sentencing for KK. She will be going to the Teller County Courthouse, will be sentenced on one count of tampering with a phone. So you're never off subject when you're talking KK, because that we don't need to ever forget that Kelsey Barrett's case isn't over yet. The people, they have brought some justice in that. If you're not aware of what we're talking about when we say KK, we're talking about Crystal Lee Kinney. Crystal Lee Kinney is the cohort that worked with Patrick Frazee in the murder of Kelsey Barrett. And KK cannot be sentenced to more than 3 years. She can't be sentenced to more than 3 years, but she can also get as little as no jail time and no prosecution. So that's who KK is. If you're wondering who KK is, and you're like, when is who being sentenced? Because I know a lot of people may or may not have followed through the Kelsey Barrett case, and so she pled guilty to 1 count of tampering with evidence, a cell phone. All right, that's it. They can add an aggravated charge, but the chances are that aggravated charge has to be judicial. It has to be added by the judge, and the judge has to follow some rules in doing that. And so that's when KK. Next Tuesday, I think her sentencing is at 9 a.m. It's set for 2 hours because they will have what they call impact witnesses. So we have it on pretty good authority that the family of Kelsey Barrett will be represented through a couple of witnesses who either will be there live or who may call in and give testimony, or there may be letters that are read as testimony. And so there's a good chance that one or more of Kelsey's parents will be there. There's a good chance that one or more of Kelsey's family, aunts, uncles may be there. Crystal will have impact witnesses. They've already said they want to have one witness call in who can't call in or who can't come down. I believe that witness, I can't remember exactly, but I believe that witness is Crystal Lee Kinney's ex-husband, Chad. I believe he's going to call in as a witness for Crystal. So somehow he's going to, maybe, this is some rumor, but some information that has come in that said who those witnesses. They're also going to have witnesses, probably aunts, uncles, parents of Crystal, give some sort of impact or character kind of witness to why she shouldn't be sentenced to the maximum of 3 years. I actually think they will probably have some sort, and this is again on some information I got, that there is possibly some sort of expert in domestic violence, domestic relationships, that's going to come in and speak on behalf of Crystal Lee Kinney to try to help her get out of some sort of major jail sentencing. And so that all happens next Tuesday, January 28th, 9 a.m. on Dad with a Phone. All right, I'm going to take a few minutes because in 5 minutes I'll be back live with David Yates, comedian out of Los Angeles, California. We will not be talking true crime. We will not be talking murder and mystery. Going to get to find out about a Los Angeles comedian who does it full time. That's all he does. He's not he has another little side business, little side hustle, but we'll talk about that after 5 minutes from now. So go get some water, fill your hot coffee up. Do what you're going to do. We got a comedian coming on Dad with a Phone.